For those of you who don't know, Monsanto is a company in the agriculture business, and they are known for patenting different types of seeds. They've done so with cotton seeds, they've done so with corn seeds. So it's something that they have done to kind of take over the food industry, right? And they've been in the middle of a lot of different controversy, but they are also known for genetically modified foods, right? Genetically modified seeds. And a lot of our corn is genetically modified, thanks to Monsanto. Now, scientists in France just recently did a study to see what the effects of genetically modified corn are on rats, right? Now, this is really interesting because there has been a lack of scientific evidence that would indicate whether or not genetically modified foods, like genetically modified corn, are safe and okay for human consumption. So what they found was that these rats developed mammary tumors, and they also had severe damage on some of their organs, including the liver and kidney. So those are pictures indicating what happened to the rats that were fed genetically modified corn.
They do not appear to be okay. It's not the picture of what I would call safe.
So, of course, Monsanto is, completely debating the findings of this study. They're very, very aggressive in fighting anyone that says anything negative about them, right? But there was an excellent documentary done. It was called The World According to Monsanto. And, they talked about the lack of oversight with the FDA when it came to genetically modified seeds. So let's take a look at a part of that documentary that explains it in greater detail.
The reason why GM crops are here is based on a deception that occurred in the FDA. They said that these foods are not different. They use the word substantially equivalent. They use the word not meaningfully or uniformly different. And what that turned into was a terminology called generally recognized as safe, or GRAS. Typically, if something is to be considered generally recognized as safe, it needs lots of peer-reviewed published studies and an overwhelming consensus among the scientific community. With GM crops, they had neither.
So, of course, Monsanto will come back and say, no, we have a bunch of studies, okay? These are studies that indicate that these foods are completely safe. However, if you do a little research into these studies, you'll find that they were in the middle of controversy because a lot of those studies were falsified. Okay.
Wow. Now, and I'm sure that...
Remember, we don't have our authorization. We may say something different, huh?
Call me, we're in the dereg business.
Call me, we're in the dereg business.
Yeah, ain't that's the God's honest truth. Saying, hey, listen, man, don't worry about testing it in rats, et cetera, et cetera. You just call us, the Republican Party, and we'll make that thing happen for you.
So what they also do is, they have these genetically modified seeds, and what they're doing is, first of all, they take out a patent for these seeds, okay? Because they do a lot of scientific research and put a lot of money into doing it, so I can understand the patents. But at the same time, they are taking conventional seeds off the market. They're striking deals with different farmers throughout the world. This is a multinational corporation. And what they're doing is they're promising that these genetically modified seeds will have higher yields. So they go into countries like India and they say, hey, look, we have this genetically modified cotton seed. It's known as BT cotton. And what it'll do is it'll not only produce a higher yield, but it is basically resistant to any type of, weeds, pests, any type of thing that would ruin your crops. So these farmers in India started signing the contracts and they started buying the seeds.
Now, understand why they would do that. They're going to increase their output, they're told,
right.
And they think, well, that's great, and I'm not going to lose more of my crops to all these problems that I've had in the past. So it's very enticing. But then the second part happens.
So what happens is they slowly but surely start taking conventional cotton.
Buried underground, partly above ground, that can withstand almost anything, to keep our original seeds, ones that have not been genetically modified. Because they're so worried that genetically modified seeds are going to take over and then perhaps